Hi, it's me, Tanisha. Just giving a quick update on the VIP kit process. If you haven't watched my other videos, please watch my other videos. I have about 13. The first 4 were about me applying the first time, and the last 12 now are about me reapplying and the whole brand new process, the recorded interviews, everything. My last video, I said I had passed Mach 1 and I was getting ready to do Mach 2. I was supposed to do Mach 1 on, was it Saturday? No, Sunday morning. And I woke up with some crazy cough, so I delayed it to Sunday night. Well, technically Monday morning. I waited until like midnight. I gave myself the whole day to go over it, because I had done Mach 2 before, previously Mach 1, back in February. So I did the interview. For the most part, it went well. I still messed up on a couple things, even though I went over it again and again. So I wasn't 100% confident. And then I found out the next day at 5 in the evening that I didn't get the job. Wasn't 100% shocked, wasn't 100% disappointed, because the first time when I didn't get the job, I was disappointed. But as you know, if you watch my videos, the room rental I didn't work out. So if I had gotten the job, I would have had to quit anyway, because the room rental wasn't working out. Excuse me, still got stuff in my throat. Still done with the cough a little bit. um, yeah, so, obviously I plan on reapplying again when I move. Hopefully, I will move within the next few weeks. I'm starting up school again today. I have a couple of classes left for my project management certificate. I'm supposed to get financial aid probably around the beginning of August. So I do plan on moving, doing like another room rental. Hopefully with just like one roommate, not like 10 like I had last time. Yeah, so I just think it would be a better environment, like, having my own space and being able to properly do the interviews. I did the interview at my friend's place because I was doing house sitting. So that's why I was able to get both interviews in the Mach 1 and the Mach 2. And it was a way better environment. But just to go over a couple things, this is what the person, I think her name was Megan. The first person I had was Mandy, and this person was Megan. This is what they were looking for overall to pass the interview. Let me see if you see it. Model, TPR, speak slowly, props, repetition, student output, error correction, target phrases, language. And the last one was fun. I didn't write that down. So, it's hard because you have to watch out for everything. I did well overall, and both interviews, they said, we can definitely tell you've done this before. Sorry. But again, it was minor things. For example, when you have the kids do the chant, like A is for apple, the person I worked on, like the first time when I had them repeat the chant, they repeated the chant. But this last lady that I did the interview with, she threw me a huge curveball. She wasn't really saying the chant. So then I was saying it again. I think I split it. I said A is for apple, and then she said A is apple. And then that slide probably took like 2-3 minutes, because she just kept throwing curveballs. And so I had to correct her and say A is for apple, and she kept saying A is apple. And then what she told me in the critique is that some students, you have to break it all down. You can't give them a full sentence. A is for apple. You have to say A is for apple. So she wanted me to break it down all the way, not just split it in half, or break the whole thing down. So that was one critique. I'm trying to say, the thing that I got critiqued on, which was weird, because sometimes you get different critiques, different sets of advice. Like for the reviews. The first time I did the review for my first interview back in February, I modeled. Well, no, yeah, I did model it because the student didn't know what they were doing, so I modeled it, and the guy told me not to model. And I have it in my notes. It says don't model for review because they're supposed to know it. But when I did Mach 1, I told her to circle the tomato, and she didn't. So I had to model it circle, and she praised me for that. She goes, yeah, good job, modeling. And I said, that's weird because someone told me that you can't model for a review. And she goes, that's weird. She goes, just because someone's doing a review doesn't mean that they know the material. You might still have to model, draw a line, circle. I got praised for that. And then when I did Mach 2, it was the same thing. I had to model how to how to draw a line from the big A to the small a. And I was telling her the same thing. She goes, yeah, if the student still doesn't remember how to circle, you have to show them. It doesn't matter if it's review. Excuse me again. You still have to model. So that was interesting. And then she just kind of gave me advice on, again, how to kind of give directions. Like, the way I did it was fine, but they were showing me another way. The other thing that was a little bit of an issue was the how are you slide, where it says sad, fine, happy. I said, are you sad? Are you happy? Or are you fine? She wanted me to have them repeat, which I didn't know because it doesn't say it on the slide. It just says, ask the student, how are you? And they respond, I'm sad. They want you to say, are you, I am sad. I am fine. I am happy. They want you to do that, but it doesn't say that on the slide. So I'm like, so like I said, for the most part, I did well. Just kind of give me different ways to do things, and I kind of had a feeling I didn't get the job because basically for the second mock, you have to be near perfection. Like the first mock, you can, a few minor things are okay, but you have to be near perfection. And the other thing that I kept messing up on, which I was so irritated with, I was doing I had my glasses. I said, what do you see? And I kept saying that because, obviously they have to repeat what's on the picture or whatever. And a couple times I kept saying, what is it? And the lady said, you have to stick to one question. It's either what do you see or what is it? Because if you have two different questions, the kids are going to be like, wait, what? They're going to be confused by the questions. But if I constantly say, what do you see? Or what is it? Just stick to one question. And she told me that on the halfway point. And then when I did the last few slides, I did it again. And I was like, oh. Like in my head, I was like, oh, that's so stupid. I did it again. So again, just very minor things. Just like the other interviews. Like, again, how to kind of word things. And the one thing I did, which I found out from a teacher on the, because on the VIP Kids site now, they have, the mock interview question thing. Like, they have videos where, like, you can do live chat. One of the teachers said when you have the students speak and say, I see a pig, you're supposed to do, I see a pig. I didn't do that before, and I didn't know you were supposed to do that because no one ever said it. So when I did that both times, they praised me for that, for going slowly and say, I see a pig. So I got praised for that. Like I said, they said I spoke slowly most of the time. Was very patient, kept a smile on my face. So again, it's just minor things. Just how to word things, sticking to one question. So, again, I am disappointed I didn't get the job, but it's like I have so many tools in the toolbox now. Like, I think the third time will be a charm, and then also, like I said, I should be out of my parents' house probably in a few weeks, so it'll be better for me, because, like, once I'm hired, it's like, boom, I can get started. If I had gotten hired, I might have had to wait a couple weeks or so to get started. So, yeah, that's it for now. I'm going on almost 10 minutes. I didn't expect to ramble on that long. But, yeah, that's it. Again, thank you for the positive messages. I've gotten some positive messages. I'm good. I'm keeping going. Like I said, I have been doing this since February. Took a break. Started back up on it on April, and then started back up again on it in June. So I've applied twice. I had to do the recorded interviews 3 times. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep going. Like I said, things happen for a reason. and I'll be out of the house soon, and I'll have my peace and quiet and privacy so I can do the job properly. So that's it. If you have any questions, just comment below, and bye.